Thank you, Kerlik, and thank you to Minister Lynch for coming in. I tabled a motion, an amendment to the order of business this morning after I said I debated long and hard about this all last night, and I knew repercussions coming in. I didn't do it lightly, Minister, but I just felt that something had to be done. And I must say I was very, very disappointed, and I still am, that not one other person in this room seconded the motion this morning. You know, I think we can all get up and we can talk about how we tweeted about it last night on Facebook, and we talked about it, and we can all talk the talk, but we really need to do something about this. You know, yeah, we're all shocked. Everybody was shocked about what we saw, but I think we need to move on it, and we need to do it. Just last week, it took a death outside Leinster House for something to be done about homelessness in this country. There was already a death in Oris Attracta in 2012. Minister, please don't let there be another one before something is done, because looking at that last night, and we don't need to go back over it again, the hitting, the physical, the psychological, the mental cruelty that was carried out on those people. I think a manager to walk in and sit on somebody and then to see the reaction of that girl to go back over, and it shows the vulnerability of everybody that was in there, and that's replicated all throughout the country. And yes, people said to me this morning, oh, you're emotional because you're personally involved and you have somebody involved in it. Yes, I am, but I'm also deeply, deeply concerned for all the other people that are in this country and for people that I deal with. I've been inundated with people calling me today who are upset, people who have, like me, would have family members who would use units. Also people who have no notice or no knowledge of what's going on. But that's where I think, and I do welcome the fact that there are investigations. I welcome that. I think it's great. Yes, we get to the Garda. Can I ask you, Minister, what's the timeline? Because I think we can talk the talk here, but we need urgent action. I just dread to think of anybody that's in respite tonight or anybody that's in residential cares, and I have no qualms about the staff that look after my son, and I'll say that for the vast majority of people that are there. They are absolutely above and beyond, and we all know that. It takes 2 or 3 rotten apples to totally decimate the whole service, but that service is not working. It's frightening that HICWA were in there, gave it a clean bill of health in May, and here we are a couple of months later, and it's there. So, and that's replicated all over the place. It is, Minister. You know, we talk about why Senator Burke mentioned how are these people working there. I just like to talk about a service that's run where last year they decided to cut all the meals from the service. And when I asked so that people would then have to do it, I said, what happens to the staff that work there? And I was told, oh, they're okay, they're all going into carers' roles. Now, that's grand if they want to, but if people wanted to hold on to their jobs, and I'm absolutely sure that whoever's there is working it, but maybe there are people in those roles who've been deployed from other areas who don't want to be there. Obviously, we saw last night people who should not be, I mean, in my book, they should have been arrested today and criminal proceedings brought against them. Absolutely. And I will say that publicly and put it on the record. And I would ask, what is being done? Why are they still on salary? I mean, it was evident last night, and I know everybody needs fair look at it, but looking at that last night, I really, really do think something, it needs to be done. We need to be completely confident that our most vulnerable in society are completely safe when they're in residential care. And we talk about the new standards and all around it. And I think the only way about it, Minister, and I said it this morning, is a completely independent review. And I know we don't need people that are in any way, so that parents can feel completely confident that nobody in any way that's associated with the HSE in any way, no matter how good they are or how half impartial they are, we need completely independent people to look at this, to ensure that when they come back with the report, and I would ask that this report goes on. It goes on Christmas Day, it goes on St Stephen's Day, it works right through Christmas. We're finishing up here, and that's one of the reasons why I brought it up this morning. We're finishing here next Thursday. This was going to be kicked down to touch, and oh yeah, we'll have a debate on it. And as I said this morning, I can't go home and think we are here, we had the opportunity to do something. I honestly came in here, maybe in my naivety, and thought that this morning people would be so horrified that the whole place was going to be taken over with action taking place today, and instead, unfortunately, it's not. I think it's majorly upsetting as well that only 2% of the services that have been investigated are fully compliant. And maybe just, if I could, just beg your indulgence just for 30 seconds. We're talking about whistleblowers and people reporting it. Absolutely brilliant. Let's get them out. But we heard on that programme last night 2 people discussing a former employee that was there who had reported stuff, and their reaction was, yeah, it's great, she's gone, we got rid of her, it's brilliant. I was actually speaking with somebody today in a similar case who worked in a service, who reported it along with her colleagues, and she was bullied out of the place to get away with it. And we cannot let that. And we can, as I said, we can talk about the standards and doing it, but we really, really need to bring them in.
Senator,
Okay.
thank you. Senator,